You've been approached by brokers that have said something to you like, hey, just for you, I got a secret. I've got an off the market listing, right? It's a joke. What's going on, everybody? This is Matt Faircloth, and welcome to the DeRosa Insiders live program. Yes, that's right. You heard me right. You're not tuned into the wrong station. We have rebranded this thing to DeRosa Insiders Live because that's what it is, right? We're live, and you guys are on the inside look at DeRosa to get a good look at what DeRosa's up to. Guys, if you're out looking for real estate deals, you've been approached by brokers that have said something to you like, hey, just for you, I got a secret. I've got an off the market listing, right? It's a joke, right? Off the market listings are a joke. And let me explain to you why. Because first of all, we're all special, right? We all love ourselves. You know, we all think that we're the best real estate investors ever. Unless you've got the absolute inside tracker, you're the one that's in direct conversation with the seller. You are not likely, I guarantee you're not the only one that either reseller, wholesaler, or broker is talking to about this pocket listing, off the market deal, whatever it may be. I mean, I get emails from a broker that's very clearly drafted up in Constant Contact or whatever it may be about this off the market deal they got. Well, you didn't just send that just to me, you know? That's not, I know I'm not, I am special, but I'm not that special. So the way that off the market listings go, and here's what they really are, and here's the way you guys can play them, okay? An off the market listing is one of two things. It is either, well, it's maybe one of three things, all right? And the first one's not as likely in larger commercial deals, but it does happen. And you guys see this off the market listing stuff on small real estate, like onesie, twosie deals, duplexes, traplexes, or whatever. And that is a reseller, a wholesaler, a bird dog, a middle person getting in the middle, you know, putting the property under contract. And this happens all the time on single family homes, fix and flips or whatever. But they'll be putting like a property under contract for $100,000. And they're going to go and work something out with a seller, typically a distressed seller who just wants to get out of the property. They're going to work out a deal with them. And they're going to say, okay, $100,000. I will buy the property. They're not really going to buy the property. They really don't. What they do is they take that contract and they sell it to somebody upline, to a buyer over here. And the seller here, you know, they don't tell them about each other. Typically, the way that a lot of the wholesalers do it is they'll pretend that they're going to buy the property directly from the seller, and they'll pretend that they're actually going to sell the property to the buyer. And they'll, you know, negotiate a fee in the middle for themselves. That's called a wholesale, resale, whatever it may be. Sometimes there's direct communication between the buyer and seller, but a lot of times it doesn't work out that way. That middle person arrangement almost never works out on larger commercial. I see it happen. I see people, you know, put these things out. I've even had a wholesaler who had the cojones to go and take a Cushman & Wakefield listing and take Cushman & Wakefield's name off of it and scrub the thing down and make it more generic. And they put their stuff on there. I mean, it seems a little shaky to me, you know, if not dicey or even illegal, right? But they went and sent something out that was on like a 100-unit apartment building. I mean, it was very clear what they had done. I've never seen a reseller be successful in reselling something like that. So take the idea of that being really what you're going to see in a pocket listing out of your mind. Enough talking about that. What a pocket listing more likely is one of two things. Number one, it's a distressed owner, right? Who doesn't need everybody and the mama tramping through a property. And we bought one property like this. And it was just something that the owner was not too proud of what they were dealing with. The owner did not want 15, 20 tours, did not want their site team knowing the property was for sale. And so me and my partner had to pretend to be building inspectors when we're walking through this property. It was a little sketchy, but hey, the owner didn't want their team to know. And so that is what a pocket listing could look like. And that is something that's good to know if you really are the only one knowing about it. But that's kind of a unicorn. You're not going to see that too often, but it does happen where owner is either in distress or needs a discreet, quick sale. The only way that you, my friend, are going to get that phone call is if you are plugged in like into an outlet into that market, and the broker knows you can close fast. They know that of their Rolodex of buyers, they do see other people, you know, all these other people that they talk to that You, my friend, are the one that can close it in 30 days, close it fast, not go worrying about retrades or go shaking this poor seller down that's already having financial distress, whatever it may be, that you're the one that they can close it quick. And you are the horse that the broker can rely on that's going to finish and close the race of getting the deal to closing, right? So the only way you're going to get that is by developing a long level of trust with the broker, by focusing on one market. Like we tell our students all the time in our accelerator program, the only way you're going to get that is by uber market focus and uber broker relationships. Okay. You want to get that phone call, but they don't come very often. Here's what 99% likely chance of a pocket listing is. Let's say you got a seller who's, and we get this all the time for our apartment buildings. People call us up, brokers call me, email me all the time on a weekly basis, right? To say, I mean, I'm not even just pat on my chest. This weekly basis, me or my partners get solicitations from brokers saying, hey, and it's always a 1031. They pretend that they have a 1031 buyer. They don't really have a 1031 buyer, but like, hey, we have a 1031 buyer that really wants to close really fast, and they like your one, property right here. They love this C-class asset, and they're gonna pay you lots and lots of money for it. They try and get you with the dollar signs. And then if they can get me to say, yeah, sure, I would sell it for this number, I'm not going to give you a listing. That's typically what we would say. Yeah, I'll list it for you for a specific, not list it with you, but I would sell it, but for a number. And that's what they're going to get. What they want to get from you is a number as a seller that you would take for the property. Let's just say it's $130,000 a unit, right? And see, I don't want to sell. And that's what we all say. Oh, I don't want to sell. I'm stable. I don't want to sell. I'm good. When the broker always, well, what would you? If I could get you a number, just magic wand number, yeah, $130,000 a unit, no problem. And then they're off to the races. Now can you guys give me some financial statements and some photos? And then what they do is they'll go and take that number off to the market, and they'll tell people, hey, well, I've got this pocket listing of a deal. You know why they're doing it that way? Because they don't have a listing agreement, right? They're not really engaged with me as a owner to sell that property. So the reason why that's bad and why you want to know about that as a buyer, if a broker comes at you with a pocket listing, the reason why you want to know about that is the broker's not in complete control. We've got a property right now that we're looking at DeRosa Group in our lovely, one of our home states of North Carolina, that the broker has put it out, and it's of course a pocket listing, and you can tell what's going on. They don't really have a listing agreement. And the reason why is because we can't tour the property. We've made our financial offer and everything like that, and they are not allowing anyone to tour the property. We did a drive-by and whatnot, but you can't get in. And that's because they haven't disclosed this, but that's 100% because they don't have a listing on the property, right? Now they're going to try and say, they're going to try and go and try and negotiate with the owner to say, well, I can get you your number. You got to let these people in, and maybe we should sign this piece of paper now and make it formal. So they're kind of like, backdoor working their way into getting a sale. Hey, they got to feed a family. I get it. But if you are a buyer, that is a major concern of yours because the broker's not in complete control. They can't get you in the property. They might not be able to get you all the information you need. And the seller of the property might not agree to pay them their commission, which means they're going to come to you and ask you to pay it. So for all these reasons, guys, if you're approached by a broker that says, hey, I've got a pocket listing, and read the article here on Investopedia, which is one of my favorite sites to learn all kinds of things about. There's an article here about this. Check that out. If you're approached by a broker with a pocket listing, what you want to do is make sure they have a listing agreement, because then the broker's in a lot more control than they would be if they didn't, right? And make sure that the seller's willing to play and the seller really wants to sell. That the seller's not really just dipping their toe in the water, seeing what things look like, if they can get their magic number or something like that. You don't want to go wasting your time. And a lot of times these pocket listings that we've gotten are a waste of time. And I've been on both sides of it. So that's my 2 cents on pocket listings and these brokers running around telling you they got something that's super special for you. Don't believe it, right? Maybe kick the tires a little bit, make sure it's for real. Okay. That's my tip for the day, guys. Current event on Investopedia, comments on an Investopedia article that's out there. Check it out, guys.